What is the difference between earnest money and a down payment? Hi, I'm Eren Millam with Premier Property Group. I help people achieve financial security and freedom through real estate. So the question, the difference between earnest money and a down payment, they are two different separate things. When you make an offer, earnest money is a chunk of money. In my area, it's typically $500 to $1,000. So you make your offer and you say, seller, my offer is legitimate and I am serious about buying this house. I am willing to risk this money in order for this deal to go through. Now, if you've seen my other videos on earnest money I did recently, it'll give you more details, but basically earnest money is not really, it's a buyer protection, but it doesn't really mean much. It totally protects the buyer, so don't get me wrong with that. But for the seller, it doesn't mean much. So that's what that is. Now, the down payment is money that's going to come at the closing table. And so if you are in a conventional loan, perhaps you're putting 3% down, 5% down, 10% down, 20% down. You can put down any amount. It just depends on your loan rules and regulations. So with FHA, it's at least 3.5% down. Now, there are programs out there like the VA and the USDA that are 0% down programs. In all of those cases, whether you're doing 0% down or 20% down, you're always going to have earnest money that comes at the front. And because it's used as a protection for you, the buyer, in case, let's say there's a really bad inspection, you back out, you're going to get your earnest money back. Now, also, let's say you're a day away from closing and you just decide, look, I know I can handle this house, but it's really yellow. I don't like the color yellow. And so, actually, I love the color yellow, but this fake buyer has decided, even though they've gone 30 days through the transaction, they don't want to paint the house, they don't like the color, so they back out. Well, now you're in default because you have no contractual way to back out based on something like that. So if you go into default, seller has a claim on that money, not a right, a claim. And if they say, hey, I want the earnest money, I mean, really what you should say is, yeah, okay, here you go. But if you're like, no, I don't want to give you any of the earnest money, and you fight it, well, seller can either say, okay, fine, you can have it, or they can sue you and take you to court for that earnest money. In most cases, they don't do it just because it's not worth their time and hassle. I mean, $500, you're going to spend way more than that on attorney fees and court fees, right? So the earnest money is a buyer protection. The down payment is an amount specific to your loan that you need to bring to the closing table in order to buy the house. Now, does seller care if it's 0%, 5%, 20%? No, but they do care about the loan type, because while you, the buyer, have to qualify for the loan, the house also has to qualify for the loan. And any seller is going to want a loan type with less conditions on the house. Not sure where I was going with that. It's not totally related to the video, but maybe it's a good idea for another video. If this was helpful to you in any way, consider giving it a like and a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any need-to-know information about our local market and real estate in general. Feel free to leave a comment, ask me questions. I do respond to all of them. And if you have any ideas or any suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Again, my name is Eren Millam with Premier Property Group. And remember, never settle for less than extraordinary.
Order in the courtroom.